Ideas from Hugh Prather's talks in the 1980s, divided into 17 general topics. This is video number 1 of 3 videos. This one covers topic 1 through 5. See the description of this video for a more full explanation. Topic 1. Daily living. You can begin again at any time. A mistake calls only for correction. Let it go quickly. Mistakes are simply lessons we must repeat until we have learned them. Look at the things you have done like you regard a child's artwork. Realize you did the best you could and that your way home is always assured. A mistake calls only for correction. Just pause and do something else, rather than criticize or berate yourself for what is now in the past. Notice how invested you are in things going the right way, or for people to treat you a certain way. Avoid super anything, super health, super wealth, or the opposites such as super poverty. Realize you'll never get everything done, and everything on the world level will never be okay. Notice when you are wallowing or fixating on a past issue. Listen like a baby. Just take in what someone is saying without the need to agree or disagree. We do a lot of things to discipline the body, but not the mind. Topic number 2, decisions. Don't try to decide everything in advance. The best decision could be different on different days. Change course when you see you've made a mistake. You don't have to stay in the hole you've dug. Look for a peaceful solution rather than the best solution. Topic 3. Ego. The ego and self-image are just about the same thing. Ideas we have about ourselves based on past experiences. 2 of the main addictions presented by the ego are discouragement and excitement. The ego doesn't care why you are excited. It can be over something good or something bad in the world, but they really are the same. Notice if there is anxiety behind the excitement of something, such as making a major purchase. This doesn't mean you shouldn't make the purchase, but be aware of the ego involvement if you are not feeling at peace. When you realize you're fighting for something, imagine it is someone else holding a viewpoint, and you are just an observer. The ego doesn't care if you are sick or well, as long as you are different. Super health can be just as ego-driven as illness. Beware if something happens and you are overly eager to tell others about it. If you can figure out what trigger statements the ego makes to get you upset, for example, I always have to do all the work around here, just noticing it will decrease how often it happens. Just say, "Move along, little doggy," to repetitive thoughts that come from the ego. The ego doesn't like light. When you have a negative thought about something, surround it in light, and the ego will start bringing it up less often. The ego cannot be improved. It is always the same shabby self. We can only relinquish it, not improve it. Topic 4. Exercises and techniques. Have a God bag or box for things you find are preoccupying your thoughts. Write the idea or worry on a slip of paper and put it in the box. If you want to think about it again, you have to take the slip out while you do that. Bracketing. This is a recurrent theme. Create a brief pause before and after each significant event of the day. When you notice you are in a state, pause, use a mantra, or do something physically active in order to stop the thought pattern. Just still the mind, stop the chatter. Those are just 3 examples of bracketing. Imagine pouring all the bad stuff out of a pitcher and refilling it with light. There is really only one day, so you can start the day over at any time. Set a purpose for the week, write it down, and review it each morning. Imagine putting on a cape of peace in the morning and wearing it all day. Carry a small pad of paper with you and write down your thoughts anytime when you feel conflicted so that you can become aware of your habitual thoughts. Write down any past or future attack thoughts and notice what your idols are, things that keep coming up in your unhappy thoughts. The exercise of writing down habitual thoughts is the beginning of training the mind. Do something that has meaning for you at the end of the day to let go of anything from the day that is still on your mind. Topic number 5, fear and worry. Don't run from it. Look at it and imagine what is the worst that could happen, and then say, "And God will still be with me." Fear comes from the ego, based on thoughts about past experiences with something. We don't blame animals for their fears or natural tendencies. Don't do this to yourself or others. Look right at fears and they tend to diminish. Look at anything that is bothering you without judging it. Don't try to get rid of a feeling. Just keep walking towards peace. We think that our own fears are reasonable, but that the fears of other people are not. These ideas will continue on video number 2.